For our final segment, we're going to run through some earlier races on the Dubai World Cup card, and we can talk about some of the major players in those races, some of the best horses in the world, and some horses from the U.S., Alexa, that we're pretty familiar with. We could start in race number 3 on the Dubai World Cup night. This is the Godolphin Mile. It's a Group 2 race, $1 million up for grabs. They will travel a mile. We've seen the number 1, Cagliostro. We've seen the number 5, Little Vic, run out here in the U.S., Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. Shout out Milo. I hope he heard me say that one. My son, he's going to love that one because he's a big Lion King fan. But Raging Torrent is one of the major players in there. He won the Grade 1 Malibu for trainer Doug O'Neill, and they've been pointing to this race for a while. He's really good at 7 furlongs, Alexa, and the 1-turn mile. So he's going to be one of the major players. We even know Steel Sunshine. He's been pretty successful down at Gulfstream Park. He won the Gulfstream Park Mile, I believe, a year ago. So a lot of U.S. faces in this race.
Yeah, there are. And I mean, there's a lot of U.S. faces, I feel like, in all of these races. The next one we're going to preview is race 6, actually, the Golden Shaheen. It's a sprint, 6 furlongs, and they're going for $2 million on the line for it. And the favorite, also coming from the U.S., is the number 9, Straight No Chaser, who's, a My Racehorse horse, which is it is the largest ownership group probably in the world, who won the Breeders' Cup Sprint at Del Mar this year. And then,
so think about how the Green Bay Packers ownership is, where everybody owns a little bit and they all put in. That's basically what My Racehorse is. You can all put in a little bit of money and be part of this huge team that owns horses together.
Yeah, like a couple bucks, and you get a tiny piece of, maybe the Derby winner, which is happening.
Yeah.
So, but he won at Meydan in February, so he's already taken to the track and collected over $2 million. So I think he does have a leg up on some of these other shippers in here, being really comfortable. A couple other ones to mention: the number 10 Super Chow, a horse I've won with before on Preakness Day last year. Kind of had a rough rest of the year, not finding the winner's circle again until last out in the stakes at Gulfstream. So I think he's an interesting long shot to have on your radar at plus 1,400. And then the other favorite to mention here is going to be the 11 Tuz, who's 2-to-1 odds and is a local choice. So they bought this horse for $7,000, and he's amassed over $2 million in earnings. So I always just love those stories as an owner when you really hit the jackpot. But coming off 5 straight wins, all at this track, already beat a number of horses in the field that he'll be facing today. So I think those are some of the major contenders in race 6.
Yeah, he's last year's winner, and he has not lost a race since winning last year. We can move to the 7th race, which is the Dubai Turf. So you think about this day, it's Dubai World Cup night. It's like a track meet, and you'll go from horses in each division, the sprinters, and then you'll go to horses going longer on the grass. In the Dubai Turf, they run for $5 million. The number 2 ranked horse in the world, Romantic Warrior, he almost beat Forever Young in the Saudi Cup, and that was his first start on the dirt, but now he's back on the turf where he's even better, Alexa. So one of the top horses in the world will be running Romantic Warrior in race 7 on Dubai World Cup night. I'm not going to talk about horses that I think can beat him, because I think if he shows up with his best effort, I don't think they can beat him in that race. He's been incredible. And just to give you an idea of how much money he's earned in his career, $26 million in earnings so far in his career. So what about the Sheema Classic, where they're running for $6 million? That's going to be race number 8, the Sheema Classic. They'll go 1.5 miles there.
Yeah, and we mentioned earlier the World Cup's $12 million. I mean, there's so much money on the line tomorrow. But yes, in the Sheema Classic, I think the main one to mention is the number 4, Rebels Romance, who you may remember from last year's Breeders' Cup. When he won the Breeders' Cup Turf by a neck. Since then, he's won another Grade 1 in Qatar, and he's the defending champion for this race. So he's quite the world traveler. He's won stakes in Qatar, the U.S., Great Britain, Dubai, Hong Kong, Germany. I mean, he's won everywhere. Just total global domination, over $12 million in earnings, trained by Charles Appleby, owned by Godolphin, which is winning connections for this race. They've won 3 out of the last 6 years, including him winning last year. So, I mean, I'm not going to talk about anybody else either, because I really think he's the one to win this race.
So he was the first horse to win the Breeders' Cup Turf in non-consecutive years last November, and he can now be the first repeat winner of the Sheema Classic, which was first run back in 1998. So, Alexa, a huge night of racing on Saturday. Don't forget that there's big racing at Aqueduct, at Santa Anita, at Keeneland. We have an earlier show in the week. If you want to find that, you can check that out on YouTube, where we went through and previewed all of those races. And you can always check out the broadcast schedule coming up on SportsGrid. You can also get free all-access past performances when you use that code right there, the QR code. So wish you all the best of luck on a big, big weekend in racing. We'll be back next week at the normal time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday for the Daily Racing Form Weekend Preview with Gino Buccola and Alexa Zepp.